Hello everyone. Welcome to my channel The World Coin. On this channel, we explore rare and valuable coins from around the world. Old dollar coins, error coins, and hidden treasures that can be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. If you love coin collecting, or want to know the real value of coins you already own, you're in the right place. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell, so you never miss an update. Let's get started with today's rare coin. I have 3 videos of quarter dollar. So let's get started. The 1995 quarter dollar with the D mint mark from the United States of America is part of the long-running Washington quarter series and represents one of the final years before the transition into the 50-state quarters program. Struck at the Denver facility of the United States Mint, this coin carries the small D mint mark on the obverse, identifying its production origin. Although 1995 quarters were produced in large quantities for circulation, condition rarity and special varieties have created significant collector interest, particularly in well-preserved examples in high mint state grades. The obverse design features the left-facing portrait of George Washington, originally introduced in 1932 to commemorate the 200th anniversary of his birth. Designed by John Flanagan, the portrait presents Washington with tied hair and a dignified expression. The word Liberty appears above the head, In God We Trust is positioned to the left, and the date 1995 is displayed to the right. The D mint mark appears near the date, confirming its Denver origin. The simplicity and clarity of the obverse design make strike quality and surface preservation especially important in determining collectible value. The reverse of the 1995 D quarter displays the classic heraldic eagle design used on Washington quarters prior to the state quarters era. The eagle spreads its wings with arrows clutched in its talons, symbolizing readiness and strength. Olive branches appear below, representing peace. The inscriptions United States of America and quarter dollar frame the design, with E pluribus unum positioned above the eagle. The design is bold yet compact due to the smaller 24.3 mm diameter compared to half dollars, making fine detail preservation essential for higher value. The 1995 D quarter is composed of a copper-nickel clad structure consisting of outer layers of 75% copper and 25% nickel bonded to a pure copper core. The coin weighs approximately 5.67 grams and features a reeded edge. Since the coin contains no silver, its value is determined by condition, rarity in high grades, eye appeal, strike sharpness, and the presence of mint errors rather than intrinsic metal content. In very fine condition, generally graded VF20 to VF35, the coin shows moderate and even circulation wear. On the obverse, Washington's hair details are partially worn but still clearly visible. The highest points, such as the hair above the ear and the ribbon at the back, display flattening while retaining overall structure. The facial profile remains strong and distinct. All lettering, including Liberty and In God We Trust, must remain bold and readable. The date 1995 and the D mint mark should be sharp and fully legible. The rim should be complete and separate from the lettering. On the reverse in very fine grade, the eagle's breast feathers show noticeable wear but remain identifiable. The wing feathers are flattened at the highest points yet maintain clear grouping. The arrows and olive branches are distinct. All inscriptions must remain fully readable, and the rim must be intact. Even wear across both sides without heavy scratches, rim damage, corrosion, or evidence of cleaning is critical for preserving collector interest. Natural toning often enhances appeal, while polished or harshly cleaned coins lose numismatic value. Although the mintage of the 1995 D quarter was substantial, most examples entered circulation and experienced wear. High-grade uncirculated pieces with strong luster and minimal contact marks are significantly scarcer than raw mintage figures suggest. The wide fields of Washington's portrait are prone to bag marks, and finding coins with clean surfaces and sharp strikes becomes increasingly difficult in upper mint state levels. This scarcity in premium grades drives strong demand among collectors assembling high-quality sets. In circulated very fine condition, the 1995 D quarter typically trades for a small premium above face value. However, coins with exceptional eye appeal, balanced toning, and minimal distractions can command stronger interest. The most dramatic increase in value occurs in mint state grades. Coins graded Mississippi 65 and above can sell for hundreds of dollars depending on surface quality and luster. In top certified grades such as Mississippi 67 or higher, examples have achieved prices approaching or exceeding $1,000 due to the rarity of nearly flawless specimens and registry-set competition among advanced collectors. Strike quality also plays a key role. Some 1995 D quarters display softer detail in Washington's hair or weaker feather definition on the reverse eagle. Strongly struck examples with crisp hair strands and fully defined feather details are more desirable. Bright, original mint luster flowing evenly across both sides significantly enhances value. Spots, dull surfaces, or improper storage damage reduce premiums. Mint-era varieties add further potential for high market value. The 1995 quarter series includes collectible double dies, off-center strikes, clipped planchettes, die cracks, and other striking anomalies. Dramatic and well-preserved error coins can command hundreds of dollars depending on visual impact and rarity. Certified major errors or rare die varieties may approach the $1,000 range in specialized auctions. The 1995 D quarter holds historical significance as one of the final traditional Washington quarters before the introduction of the state quarters program in 1999. As a result, it represents the closing phase of a classic design era that spanned more than 6 decades. This historical placement increases long-term collector interest and strengthens its position within modern U.S. coinage history. Professional grading and authentication are essential for achieving maximum market value. Coins certified by reputable grading services often command stronger prices because buyers trust the assigned grade and authenticity. Proper storage in archival holders protects the coin's surfaces from environmental damage. Cleaning or polishing permanently reduces value and should always be avoided. In conclusion, the 1995 quarter dollar with the D Mint mark is an important modern collectible within the Washington quarter series. In very fine condition, it retains strong design clarity and balanced wear, making it an attractive circulated example. While typical circulated pieces carry modest premiums, sharply struck mint state examples, high-grade certified coins, and significant mint-era varieties can achieve market values ranging from hundreds of dollars to over $1,000 in exceptional cases. Its classic Washington portrait, traditional heraldic eagle reverse, and position at the end of a historic design era ensure continued relevance and demand in the numismatic marketplace. Next video. The 1965 quarter dollar from the United States of America with no mint mark is one of the most historically important coins in modern American numismatics because it marks the first year of the clad Washington quarter following the end of 90% silver coinage. This coin was struck during a major transitional period at the United States Mint when rising silver prices forced the government to remove precious metal from circulating dimes and quarters. As a result, the 1965 quarter represents a dramatic shift in U.S. coin composition and economic policy, making it a key date in the Washington quarter series. The obverse of the 1965 quarter features the left-facing portrait of George Washington, designed by John Flanagan. This portrait had been in use since 1932 and continued unchanged into the clad era. Liberty appears above Washington's head, In God We Trust is placed to the left, and the date 1965 is positioned to the right. One important feature of the 1965 issue is the absence of a mint mark. During 1965, 1966, and 1967, mint marks were intentionally removed from all coins in an effort to discourage coin hoarding during the national coin shortage. Even though these quarters were struck at multiple mint facilities, no mint mark appears on the coin. The reverse retains the traditional heraldic eagle design used on Washington quarters prior to the 1999 state quarters program. The eagle stands with wings spread, clutching arrows in its talons to symbolize strength and preparedness, with olive branches below representing peace. United States of America and quarter dollar frame the design, and E pluribus unum appears above the eagle. The smaller diameter of 24.3 mm makes detail sharpness important, especially in the eagle's feathers and Washington's hair. The most significant feature of the 1965 quarter is its composition. Prior to 1965, quarters were struck in 90% silver and 10% copper. Beginning in 1965, the coin was produced using a copper-nickel clad structure consisting of outer layers of 75% copper and 25% nickel bonded to a pure copper core. The weight is approximately 5.67 grams. This change permanently ended circulating silver quarters, making the 1965 issue historically symbolic as the first clad Washington quarter. In very fine condition, generally graded VF20 to VF35, the 1965 quarter shows moderate and even wear while retaining strong overall detail. On the obverse, Washington's hair above the ear and along the top of the head displays noticeable flattening but remains clearly outlined. The tied ribbon at the back of the hair is visible though worn. The facial profile is smooth yet distinct, with clear separation between jawline and neck. All lettering, including Liberty and In God We Trust, must be bold and fully legible. The date 1965 should be sharp and clear. The rim should remain complete and well defined. On the reverse in very fine grade, the eagle's breast feathers show moderate wear but remain distinguishable. The wings are flattened at the highest points yet still show feather grouping. The arrows and olive branches are clearly visible. All inscriptions must remain readable and strong. Even wear across both sides without deep scratches, corrosion, rim dents, or evidence of cleaning is essential for maintaining collector value. Original surfaces with natural toning are preferred over cleaned or polished examples. Although the total mintage of 1965 quarters was extremely high due to the coin shortage, many were heavily circulated. Finding well-preserved examples in higher mint state grades is more difficult than raw mintage numbers suggest because these coins were widely used in commerce. Additionally, the first-year clad status makes collectors particularly attentive to surface quality and strike sharpness. In circulated very fine condition, most standard 1965 clad quarters carry only a modest premium above face value. However, there are significant exceptions. Transitional errors are among the most valuable varieties of the year. A small number of 1965 quarters were accidentally struck on leftover 90% silver planchettes from 1964. These rare silver 1965 quarters are highly sought after and have sold for thousands of dollars at auction. The easiest way to identify them is by weight and by the absence of the copper-colored edge visible on clad coins. Other collectible varieties include double dies, off-center strikes, and other mint errors. Dramatic and well-preserved examples of such errors can command prices in the hundreds or even thousands of dollars depending on rarity and certification. High-grade clad examples also bring substantial premiums. Coins graded Mississippi 65 and above with strong luster and minimal contact marks can sell for significant amounts. In top registry grades such as Mississippi 67 or higher, certified coins have achieved prices reaching into the $1,000 range due to condition rarity. Strike quality varies among 1965 quarters. Some pieces exhibit softer details in Washington's hair or weaker feather definition on the eagle. Strongly struck examples with crisp details and bright original luster are more desirable. Because these coins were produced during a period of intense demand, quality control sometimes suffered, making sharply struck coins more collectible. The historical importance of the 1965 quarter cannot be overstated. It marks the beginning of the clad coinage era in the United States and represents a fundamental change in the nation's monetary system. Rising silver prices and coin hoarding forced the government to adapt, and the 1965 quarter stands as the first result of that adaptation. This historical significance increases its appeal among collectors interested in transitional periods of American coinage. Professional grading and authentication are critical when high value is involved. Rare silver transitional errors or high-grade mint state coins should be certified by reputable grading services to ensure authenticity and maximize market value. Proper storage in protective holders prevents environmental damage. Cleaning or polishing permanently reduces numismatic value and should always be avoided. In conclusion, the 1965 quarter dollar with no mint mark is a historically significant first-year clad issue within the Washington quarter series. In very fine condition it retains solid design clarity and balanced wear, making it an attractive circulated example. While standard circulated pieces typically carry modest premiums, rare silver transitional errors, major mint varieties, and high-grade certified examples can achieve market values ranging from hundreds to thousands of dollars. Its role as the first clad quarter and its connection to a pivotal economic shift in United States coin history ensure its lasting importance and continued demand in the numismatic marketplace. Next video. The 1970 quarter dollar with the D mint mark from the United States of America is a significant issue within the Washington quarter series and represents an important era of modern clad coinage. This coin was struck at the Denver facility of the United States Mint, and the small D mint mark appears on the obverse near the date, identifying its production origin. Although millions were produced for circulation, the 1970 D quarter has developed collector interest due to condition rarity, strike quality variations, and the possibility of valuable mint errors that can bring strong premiums in today's numismatic market. The obverse design features the left-facing portrait of George Washington, created by John Flanagan. The portrait shows Washington with tied hair and a composed expression. Liberty appears above the head, In God We Trust is placed to the left of the portrait, and the date 1970 is positioned to the right along with the D mint mark. The design is simple yet bold, and because of the quarter's wide open fields around the portrait, surface preservation is especially important for collectors. The reverse displays the traditional heraldic eagle design used on Washington quarters prior to the state quarters era. The eagle stands with wings spread wide, clutching arrows in its talons, symbolizing strength and readiness. Olive branches appear beneath the eagle, representing peace. The inscriptions United States of America and quarter dollar frame the design, while E pluribus unum is positioned above the eagle. The coin has a diameter of 24.3 mm and features a reeded edge, giving it a strong and recognizable appearance. The 1970 D quarter is composed of a copper-nickel clad structure consisting of outer layers of 75% copper and 25% nickel bonded to a pure copper core. The coin weighs approximately 5.67 grams. Since it contains no silver, its value depends entirely on condition, eye appeal, rarity in high grades, and the presence of special varieties or mint errors rather than intrinsic metal content. In very fine condition, typically graded VF20 to VF35, the 1970 D quarter shows moderate and even wear from circulation while retaining strong design details. On the obverse, Washington's hair above the ear and along the top of the head is flattened but still shows clear separation of major strands. The ribbon at the back of the hair remains visible though worn. The cheek and jawline appear smooth yet well defined. All lettering, including Liberty and In God We Trust, must remain bold and readable. The date 1970 and the D mint mark should be sharp and clear. The rim must be complete and fully separated from the lettering. On the reverse in very fine grade, the eagle's breast feathers display noticeable wear but remain distinguishable. The wings show flattening at the highest points while retaining feather grouping. The arrows and olive branches are clearly outlined. All inscriptions must be fully legible and strong. Even wear across both sides without deep scratches, corrosion, rim dents, or evidence of cleaning is essential for maintaining collector value. Natural toning is preferred, while cleaned or polished coins lose numismatic appeal. Although the mintage of the 1970 D quarter was substantial, most examples entered heavy circulation. As a result, high-grade uncirculated pieces with strong luster and minimal contact marks are more difficult to locate than raw mintage numbers suggest. The large open fields of the obverse are prone to bag marks and abrasions, making pristine examples scarce. Condition rarity plays a major role in determining market value. In standard very fine circulated condition, the 1970 D quarter typically trades for a modest premium above face value. However, coins with exceptional eye appeal, balanced wear, and clean surfaces may attract stronger interest from collectors assembling date and mint sets. The significant increase in value occurs in higher mint state grades. Coins graded Mississippi 65 and above with strong original luster and minimal marks can sell for hundreds of dollars. In top registry level grades such as Mississippi 67 or higher, certified examples have reached or exceeded $1,000 due to rarity in near perfect condition. Strike quality varies among 1970 D quarters. Some examples show softer detail in Washington's hair or weaker feather definition on the eagle. Strongly struck coins with crisp hair strands and well-defined reverse details are more desirable and command stronger premiums. Bright, uninterrupted mint luster enhances value significantly, while dull or spotted surfaces reduce collector demand. Mint error varieties also add to the potential high market value of the 1970 D quarter. Collectible errors include double dies, off-center strikes, clipped planchettes, die cracks, and strike-through errors. Dramatic and certified examples of these varieties can sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars depending on visual impact and rarity. Collectors actively search for these varieties, increasing competition for high-quality specimens. The 1970 D quarter holds historical significance as part of the early clad coinage era following the removal of silver from circulating quarters in 1965. It represents the continued adaptation of American coinage to economic pressures and metal market changes. For collectors, it stands as an example of modern coinage where condition and quality determine true rarity. Professional grading and authentication are essential when dealing with high-value examples. Coins certified by reputable grading services often command higher auction results because buyers trust the grade and authenticity. Proper storage in protective holders preserves surfaces and prevents environmental damage. Cleaning or polishing permanently reduces value and should always be avoided. In conclusion, the 1970 quarter dollar with the D mint mark is a notable issue within the Washington quarter series. In very fine condition, it retains solid detail and balanced wear, making it an appealing circulated example. While most circulated pieces carry modest premiums, sharply struck mint state coins, rare high-grade certified examples, and significant mint error varieties can achieve market values ranging from hundreds to thousands of dollars. Its classic Washington portrait, traditional eagle reverse, and place within the early clad era ensure lasting importance and continued demand among collectors in the numismatic marketplace. So if you enjoyed this rare coin history video, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more videos about valuable coins from around the world.